Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Thanks for hanging out with me here today. If you're taking the time to watch the replay, I really appreciate you doing that. Today, we're going to have fun with a couple card sketch ideas, how to look at a card sketch, and then how to turn it into your own piece of creativity. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm using a couple of my favorite current stamp sets, and we're going to have a good time together. My name is Loritamarie from Loritamarie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Calgary, Alberta. And I like to come here live so I can share fun tips, techniques, ideas, inspiration with you to help you take your paper crafting supplies and turn them into beautiful projects. So hopefully everything's working here okay. First of all, I just wanted to say, if you've been hanging out with me a little bit, I have been having fun this month playing with the To Market suite, which is that suite that's so cute with little veggies and the flowers and everything. And there are lots of fun ways that you can be creative with it too. And so last week I made these great little pocket cards. And so you can go back and check out that live if you missed it. But simple, but fun. And so these are my free class to go right now when you place an order with me over $60. I'll pop these like as a little kit in the mail that you can make those. That's fun. And then this is, this is the suite that's also my June Stamp and Cray class. So this is an online class that I do, and so I do a full video tutorial, walk you through step by step a couple projects, and then you also get a supply of products to go with it. So I don't know, I'm going to show you. So this is, you're going to get a half pack of the To Market DSP, which is so fun. And I love these colors because they're different than what we've been playing with lately, I feel like, in the Stampin' Up! World with the orange and the Blackberry Bliss. And the garden green, it actually is really fun and looks great together. So you'll get half a pack of that. You're going to get the transparent gems, a whole pack of that. We're going to be using the peach bordered ribbons. You're going to get some of that. And then I cut and prep all the pieces for you. So not the DSP, but I cut all the cardstock that you're going to need for the cast. And you might be wondering, well, what are we making this month? So this is my chance. My Stamp and Create classes are a chance for me to make more elaborate projects, a little more involved because we can take the time. And it's about an hour-long video usually to get through the whole things. And so this month, my focus is Happy Mail. So what is Happy Mail? It's just like a fun little piece of mail that you can tuck in cute little notes and things into, but it still will fit into a regular it'll still fit into, I'm just going to close something. My computer's jamming up a little bit here. It'll still fit into a regular piece of, regular envelope. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is the first one. I'm not going to show you everything, but because this sweet, the veggies, maybe you're like, I don't need a veggie card. Well, I'm going to show you how you can make it with all the flowers. So this one is featuring all the flowers, so it kind of opens up cool, and it has, so it opens up 3, and then it's got pockets, and then it's got little things that go in the pockets. This one is kind of featuring the veggies, but you could definitely do flowers if you didn't want to do the veggies, but the veggies are cute, people. So a little sneak peek of them there. So those are the projects that you're going to learn how to make, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So the deadline to register is, you have 1 more week, so it's next Thursday. And yeah, I'll pop the link here so that you've got it. But you can always check out everything on my website, which is loritamariecrafts.ca under classes. All right, let's get to our projects today. So I'm going to take you down to my desk, which is a little bit crazy today. I have my grilling and chilling class on Saturday, and I'm so looking forward to it. And I've been having a blast making little favors and things like that. So it's a little bit chaotic in here. But those are the things that I love to do, is kind of make the little extra things. So I don't know if you've noticed, but Stampin' Up! Started doing this thing called Creative Challenge every month. And this month's Creative Challenge is to use these great new sketches that they have in the new catalog. So you're going to find them in your physical catalog on page 22. Let's see, get you down there. And there are 22 little card sketches, and then they're featured throughout the catalog. So on different pages you might see, let's see if I can quickly find one. Here's one here. So you'll see, oh, this card used, or this one here, sorry, used this little sketch here. So it's a great way to get some ideas. And so I have chosen 2. One of the ones is that ended up being one of the ones that Stampin' Up! Is featuring this month, and I have another one. So the first one that we're going to do is this one here. So you can see we've got like a horizontal bar, and then we've got one big circle and then 3 little circles. So that is all that I started with. And so then what you're going to do, what I had a lot of fun with this week was I just went through and grabbed, okay, this is my favorite stamp set. What can I create with this? And then sometimes you're using a suite of things and everything goes together. But sometimes you're going to mix and match all the products that are in your craft room. So I'm going to be using the Latte Love stamp set. It's been a few weeks since I've used it, so I wanted to pull it out again, my coffee cups. And I'm going to show you how you do this layout. So when I pictured those 3 circles, they could be literal circles. So you using 4 circles, or you can use those circles as representative of some shape. So I'm going to use coffee cups as the shape that we're going to create today. First of all, we'll create the base, which was kind of that horizontal look. So I'm going to be using some DSP from the Bright and Beautiful DSP, which is a returning DSP. A little 6x6 paper stack. And I'm going to use just basic black just to help the things on my card kind of pop a bit. So I'm going to cut this to 4 by 5.5. I'm going to save that. And then this is going to be 3 1/4, sorry, by 5.5. Or the black, you could just cut, okay, so it's going to be like so. If you don't want to use the whole thing of black, you can cut strips and then just kind of tuck them behind. But I'm going to cut the full thing here. Just move that out of the way. And we're going to have a lot of fun with the cups today. I'm going to show a little of that paper piecing technique, I think it's called. I always get that wrong. But we're going to have a lot of fun with it today. And so I'm just going to put that together, and then we'll put this on the front of a card. And then we can continue on with our layout. So this is just a thick basic white card base. So 5.5 by 8.5. Scored in half at 4 1/4. And we'll just center this. Okay, so let's make our coffee cups. So like I said, I'm going to be using the full mug shape. Excuse me, I'm going to try not to cough through this. I have had a perpetual cold. It's not going away this week. Okay, so I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And what we're going to do is we're going to stamp it right onto designer series paper. So instead of having to color it or come up with ideas, a quick way is to just use some patterns, let the patterns do the work for you. So I kind of went through all my paper and I chose kind of 3 fun colors that I thought went together. And then I'm going to ink up my little mug. And then I'm going to stamp it right onto the DSP. So that one you get those fun stripes. This one is like fun little circles. And then this is also the Bright and Beautiful. But then I wanted Summer Splash because it's my favorite color right now. And this pattern is actually from the Unbounded Beauty DSP. But, I mean, you could use anything. And then we're going to fussy cut it out. So I've done 2 ahead of time, so you don't have to watch me cut everything. You can use the dies as well. But I'm going to fussy cut mine out today. Because with the paper piecing, I don't really want that border. You know how when you cut it with the die, you get a little bit of a border around it. But I wanted to go right into the black. And I'm going to show you how we can cut out that handle part too. If you're looking for a great bundle to add to your collection, don't forget that this month all the Stampin' Die bundles are an extra 10% off. So they're already 10%. You get an extra 10% off of that. So 20%. So you could get the Latte Love bundle and then get an extra 10% off till the end of June. Now, I don't want this little handle piece there. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, and I've changed out the putty end that it comes with. And I put on the X-Acto knife. So this is an additional kit. It comes with 3 extra ends. And this is my glass mat, and I can cut right on my glass mat with my X-Acto knife. So I'm going to go along, and this is how I'm going to cut out my handle piece as best I can, doing it live. Yeah. You can kind of turn the paper, turn the blade, whatever works best for you. But this works really great. So I don't know if you've heard about the glass mat, but it's going to be for sale to customers starting July 3rd. So if it's on your wish list, stay tuned for July. If you're a demonstrator, you can get it now. So that's kind of exciting. So there's this one, and then I've gone ahead and cut out these mugs. Now I have my little trio of mugs. Now it needs its coffee inside, otherwise it's going to look weird. So on the stamp set, this little piece here is our coffee. So I've gone ahead also and stamped these out in Pecan Pie. They're kind of tiny here. And I'm trying to decide if I want to use, I'm going to use just my seal, because if I start getting glue everywhere, it's going to drive me crazy. So let's just get some seal just for being quick, but you could use your liquid glue. And I've cut these right down, let's see if that will focus, right down to the color as well, so that we don't have that little white outline. And I just, yeah, fussy cut these out with my scissors. And then we're going to put our coffee in, and now you can see how our little cups have come to life here. And I mean, stamping right on the paper. Isn't that cute? They're so fun. I love the coffee cups. All right, so if you remember our sketch, there was 1, 2, 3 circles. So these are my 3. And then I'm going to make the big circle from for my sentiment. So, and speaking of circles, I love, love, love the Spotlight on Nature dies. And I think it's this size. Just gonna double check. Yeah. And I know I'm pretty sure they're still back ordered at the moment. But put them on your wish list, because you're gonna get all these great circle shapes. So we're gonna be using it a couple times today. Okay, so I'm just running that through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is also on sale. I keep forgetting that the machines are on sale. Both the mini and the large one are also 10% off. So lots of deals to be had. Did I lose a mug? I was afraid that was going to happen. It's stuck to the bottom of my machine. It's all good. Okay. So we've got our little circle. And now we need a sentiment. So I kind of mixed and matched. I stamped it out in black. And I wanted something to go with "You're the best part of my day." And so I took this smile stamp, get my words out here, and it's from the Love This Moment stamp set. So like I said, sometimes, especially here when I'm making you a video, I'm using something from One Sweet. But technically, when you're at home, you don't craft like that, right? We're just, we mix and match, and we go through, oh, maybe this will go, or maybe this will go. So this was the fun that I had with my projects this week. So, and yes, my embossing powder is a mess. We'll just pretend like I'm neat here. So I'm going to ink up my smile in Versamark. I've rubbed the black with the embossing buddy, or you're going to get powder everywhere where you don't want it. That's going to drive you crazy. And we're just going to shake the powder on it. And the embossing powder is going to come back in stock this month. They got a new supplier, so it's coming back. And then the embossing additions kit is always available. So you get that little container, you get the brush, you get a little tweezer here. That's going to help us heat set this. Let's just close that up. And I'm going to grab my heat tool. Okay, so bear with me for a minute while we heat set this. Always magic, right? Never gets old. There we go. Okay. We've got that. And then we'll just stamp the other sentiment and then we're good to start putting our card together. So I thought, smile, you're the best part of my day, went well together. And so we're going to stamp this in black. I'm just going to stamp it twice because I'm going to cut it apart. So you could simplify this card. So if you think, okay, she's getting a little too many steps here, you can simplify it by just putting one sentiment on there. You don't have to heat emboss. You could just cut it out in white and stamp in your color, and then you're all done. So I'm gonna cut. So you're the cutting everything out to size, basically, just so I can have it in individual strips. And the reason that I'm doing that is just for layering purposes. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to go fast. We still got a whole other card to make. So there we go. Okay. Not too bad. Yeah, so if you hate fussy cutting, just leave that part out. Okay, so let's layer this up. So I'm going to put just seal on the back of my striped card and my green, or cup, I mean. Okay. And so I'm just gonna guess a little bit here. And I just sometimes do it loosely so I can move it if I need to. And then I'm gonna put dimensionals on this side of the cup. Like, oops, like this. And then a little seal on this side because it's going to overlap with my sentiment here, which I'm going to use dimensionals on. Okay. So I might have to move that one a little bit. So smile. Oh, peel the backings off. And then just kind of play around till you're, how did I have this before? You know how you always do it really good the first time? It's hard to recreate sometimes. Something like that. So I got my 3 circles, my big circle, and then I am going to put my little, you're the best part of my day. And I'm just going to quickly use some glue dots. I probably would tuck a mini dimensional behind that one end, but just to speed up the process here. Just like that. And then we need some gems. And so again, I just went through my stash and I found some things that were similar colors. So there's this great gem pack that's I always forget the name, Tinsel Gems 3-pack. And so this is not Summer Splash, but isn't it similar? So I'm just going to use it. So that's close enough for me. And this goes with our Berry Burst. Oh, stuck to my finger. There we go. And then I needed a green. So I went with the transparent backed, adhesive backed transparent gems because it kind of had the right green in it. So just go through your stash, see what you got. And this is our first card. I'll go back and show you the layout too so you can see what we were doing. So a card sketch can just give you a head start, right? So this is the one here. It's hard to get into the camera. There it is. This one here. And then there is our card. So that's our first one. So the second one that I wanted to do was this one here. And so I would say this is a sketch that I probably use a lot because you've just got one kind of big circle or one big focal point. Then you've got a spot for a sentiment and maybe a little bow or something like that. So for this next card, see if I can move a few things out of the way. Chaos. Glass mat is good because you can just brush everything off. Start fresh. All right. I'm just going to use a white card base to keep it simple. And then when I do that, I'm going to do kind of white on white. I'm going to emboss this with an embossing folder so that it kind of just gives some texture. And that's a great way to add a little interest to your card with kind of little effort. So you just need platform 1 and 4. And literally any embossing folder will do. So I've gone back to one of my favorites, Painted Texture. And I went and checked. This is not in the catalog, but it is still available. So Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. But like the wood grain one would look good, or one of the ones that doesn't have like, or the eyelet, or I don't know, there's lots of great choices right now. So pick your favorite embossing folder, run it through, and then just put our adhesive. And this one doesn't technically have any front or back, so it's all good whichever way you put it. Okay, so that is the base. So that card sketch we're using had a nice big circle on it. So I'm going to go back to my Spotlight on Nature dies and get one of the larger circles. This is the one I'm going to choose that has like this fun little detail. So there's 3 different details. The little bud like this one, and then this one that I used on the last card that kind of just has an embossed detail on it. And look at all those sizes you get. So that's pretty awesome. I'm using my machine lots today too, so pull that out. Okay, so I need platform 1 and 2. Anytime you're using dies, then your bottom cutting plate. I'm going to use some Peach Pie DSP and that circle die. So this color scheme I'm using is just the summary. I'm in my summer color vibe moment at the right now. It's like all I want to do is use these fun summery colors. But you could obviously tweak this to any of your favorite colors. So this is that big circle on our little sketch. So I am going to put this on with dimensionals. So you could use the circle as, again, a literal, like, just big circle and then put a sentiment on and you could be done. And then that would be a nice simple card. Sometimes I like to use this circle as a way to highlight one particular thing. So it creates a focal point for something. So one of my favorite stamp sets right now is Country Flowers. I don't know about you guys, but I can't get enough of it, but I want to do the plant today. So we'll grab some white and a couple blocks here. And we'll pick up our plant and our bucket. And so first we'll stamp these in black. And I just want to show you, like, you know, we don't all own everything. And so today I had to make do with a couple things. So I'm going to show you how sometimes you can just make do with what you have. Okay, so I've stamped my 2 pieces. Oh, that's upside down, but that's fine. In Tuxedo Black. And then we're going to do a little coloring. So I knew I wanted to have pink on this card. So I'm going to use my Pretty in Pink blends for the pot. There was another demonstrator that I love her cards, and she always uses really bright, fun colors. And I saw she used pink on her pot, and I was like, I want to make a pink pot. Doesn't have to be gray. Sometimes I think too literal, right? But it's just a card. You can turn anything into any color you want. It doesn't have to be like something you would actually find out in the real world. Okay, so I'm no like blends technician here, but I just colored with my light. And then I'm just going to go and add a little bit of the dark. And then I'm going to go back and blend it in until it kind of looks a little more natural here. Okay, so however you want that to look. And then I got my leaves upside down. So my problem with my leaves is that I wanted to make them lemon lime twist, and I don't have those blends. I don't have, right? So, and Granny Apple Green just wasn't quite right. So I decided to do some pretend watercoloring here. And I've got the lemon lime ink refill. And I can just put this right on my glass mat. And then I've got the water painters. And I'm just going to do some, like I said, pretend watercoloring. I don't really have watercoloring skills, but I can just add a little bit of color this way. And I'm going to leave the edges of every leaf because I wanted to add a little hint of yellow too. So you can always be inventive. Sometimes I use my Wink of Stella, and you can dip it into color. So you can take a block and kind of like stamp your plain block into your ink pad, and then you've got ink on a block. And then you could use your Wink of Stella like a water painter, and you could get color that way. And so there's kind of different ways, kind of as you build up your collection of colors. Okay. So that's what I need for the green. And before I get that and everything, look, and then you just wipe it up. Okay, so we're going to just clear off my brush. Just kind of rinse it by squeezing it. And then we're going to do a little bit of yellow. So I'll add some yellow there. And I think I want it a little lighter. It's probably not going to turn out as nice as my original, but, or maybe it will. I don't know. Sometimes you just play around in your craft room and you don't know what you're going to create, right? Okay. I'll try to speed up here. So this was just to add a little extra color in there, but you could just do green too. Oh, I sound so stuffy, don't I? It's a good thing I'm by myself in the basement today. Okay. Excuse my cold voice that I've got going on today. Okay, something like that. That's good enough. And then we'll just wipe that off. So I'll do another plug for the glass mat on sale July. Okay. Now, normally you might want to let that dry a little bit, but we need to cut those out. So we'll grab our Stampin' Kind Emboss machine one more time. It's getting a workout. Platform 1, 2, 3. And then I've got the Country Flowers dies, which is part of the bundle sale. Okay. Hopefully we got those lined up there. And we'll run this through. There we go. Try not to shake everything too much here. So this is a fun cheery color combination. You could, if you like that more farmhouse look with the Country Woods DSP, that would also look good. You could just tweak it to the colors that you want. And then I'll just put a little seal on the top of my bucket. And add my plant to it. Put some dimensionals on the back. And the next part of our card sketch was that little sentiment. So it was on the sketch, it was just like a little horizontal sentiment. So I'm going to stay true to that. And I embossed on my original card, but I think we want to just pick up the pace a little bit here. So I think I'm going to grab, let's see, I'll probably have some pretty pink somewhere. Would that look okay? Or green? Okay, I can change it later. I'm going to just stamp on pretty in pink. And then I just wanted a plain sentiment. So I love this new Simply Said stamp set. And it has thanks, which is kind of just the right size. And we'll just stamp it in black. And I'll show you my original sample because I heat embossed it in white on black cardstock, kind of like we did on that first card. So we'll stamp that. And then you can use your paper trimmer so that you're straight, but I'm just going to quickly cut this out. So of course the thing is that this idea for a sentiment works great because then you will just cut it to whatever the size of your sentiment is. And so it's kind of really flexible. I've got black ink on it too, but yeah. What do you think? Do we like the pink? Maybe the green would have been good. Okay. And then we'll just put that there. And then the sketch had a little bow. And so I feel like, why not put a little bow? So I've got some black twine from the Baker's Essentials Twine Pack, which kind of gets you some twine and a bunch of neutrals. I think there's 5 different ones. And then we'll just pop this on the glue dot. Okay. And then maybe tuck it in the corner here. Okay, that's goodish. I think I've got black ink on my fingers too, and now I'm getting all over my cards. Crafting is messy, people. Nobody ever said it was a neat hobby. All right, so there's our cute little fun card. I'm going to bring in the one that I embossed. So that's the one that was black. Oh, and the gems. We got to add our gems. Let me show you that sketch one more time. So that was this one here. Big circle, kind of horizontal sentiment with a bow. And, oh, I'm just dropping things there. I used the resin dots in Peach Pie. I can't work my fingers today. 1, 2. That's why I'm supposed to use my take your pick tool, right? There we go. Gotta have our embellishments on there. All right, so here is our 2 card ideas using Stampin' Up's sketch challenge. Okay, I'm gonna bring you back up for a second. So I hope I gave you some ideas of how you can take the sketches, page 22 in your catalog, and turn them into your own. So you can join the creative challenge. So you could make a card if you've got an Instagram account or a Facebook page, and you just use hashtag Creative Challenge SU, then you could make your card and join in on the fun here. So that's kind of, it's their way to help you kind of in your creativity. So I hope that you like that. And don't forget, if you want to have some fun with the 2 Market Suite, don't miss out on my June Stamp and Crate class, which is for anybody. And if you place an order, you get my 2 Market card kit in the mail, and then lots of fun things happening this summer as well. So make sure you always check out my website, which is Loritamarie Crafts. or follow me on Instagram, and then you'll kind of be on top of all the information. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I will be back next week. Thanks, Meg. I hope this gold goes away eventually. Next week, I think we're going to try our hand at scrapbooking. So let's see. So join me next week. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.